Hello again, second try. Hopefully this one makes a little more sense. Again, just trying to help transition between the heart rows to the back of the blanket, because I'm actually making another sweetheart throw myself. You can kind of see the hearts here. It'll look better when it's actually a bigger blanket. Anyways, you just want to help yourself with the pattern. It's helpful to count how many double crochets you do during the heart rows, which if you don't want to actually count each one, if you watch, you'll see that there are 3 complete double crochets. I know you had to do a lot of partials to get those cluster hearts, but you'll watch here. Here is, here's 1, and now we're going to start the big number 2, which is the heart. So you do your front post double crochets in your first space, and then you do your front post double crochets in your second space. And you'll notice you still have all those loops still sitting on your needle. And so this is the final time you're actually pulling all the way through. That counts, that whole thing counts as number 2. And then you're going to finish it off with number 3. So that is 3 crochets per heart. But don't forget, you also have to do the space between that heart and the next heart for each one of them. So there is our number 4. We have done 4 double crochets per heart. And if you're doing the pattern, you're going to have 24 hearts. 4 times 24 is 96 complete double crochets. But don't forget, you actually do 1 double crochet in the beginning of the row, so that adds 1 on. So you're going to have a total of 97 double crochets that make up the heart of this blanket, not counting this little eyelet row you're making for your ribbon. So let's finish this up. But basically, the reason that's helpful to know is that that's how many double crochets you're going to have to do on the reverse side of the blanket, is 97 in the middle. And so that's just nice to keep track of. In the beginning, it's almost easier to just count them all out, find a nice quiet space in your house, and just, you know, count the first few reverse side rows that you do to help that process along. It'll become second nature once you learn to start recognizing where those little double crochets lie, because they get a little bit wonky because of the fact that the clusters kind of like make the blanket a unique shape. Anyways, we reached the end of our first, or I guess technically my like 5th or something, but the first heart row. You crochet, single crochet 2, I guess chain 2, and then double crochet into your eyelet row to create a nice another little loop for your ribbon to go through, and then you chain 5. So it would work 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you're going to turn the work, right? And here's where it gets a little tricky, because of the fact that this blanket is a whole bunch of different shapes, because it indents here on the back for where the hearts are. But the nice thing is, now you know how many there are going to be. There's going to be 97 if you're doing the pattern from the book with 24 hearts. But the nice thing is, if you look here, we have nice little loops. Like here's a loop here, there's a loop there, and another one there. Those are what you're going to be looking for. There are 97 of them. And so just keep a trained eye out looking for these loops, because even here you can see this indentation is one of our hearts, but if you look on top, it still looks nice. Like a little loop for us to double chain or double crochet into. So that's all you want to do, is look for the first one, which we don't want any double crochets in this open space here, but you can see this first guy, that's what we want. And if we turn him over, here's a little loop on top for him. So then you'll turn, and you'll stick your needle through, and you will just double crochet into that first loop. Now sometimes these loops are nice and big, like this dude right here is nice and big, and sometimes they get itty bitty, like this little guy here is really tiny. So just keep an eye out, and that's why counting is helpful. But that's really it, is keep an eye out for these little loops and know how many you're doing. After you do like 2-3 rows, it'll come really second nature. So hopefully that helps.